Hello, everyone, and welcome to Global Wellness for All podcast. My name is Laleh Hancock, and I'm going to be your host every single week on Tuesdays. Now, one thing that makes this podcast a little bit different is that we found doing a certain type of a podcast every week became boring. And it also didn't allow for what the energy of what desired to be created to actually be created. So we mixed it up and we wanted to let you know that we are going to be meeting every week, but it might be me interviewing someone. It might be me having a conversation based on the topic. It might be short bits of like hacks and bites that we're going to share with you around certain topics in business, certain things going on in your life, in your health, and your wellness. Because for Global Wellness for All, it's not just about what's going on with exercise and diets. It's about the wellness of you, your physical body, you and your energy, your creations, your business, your money flows, your relationships, and also different things that you would like to add to your life and living with consciousness and awareness. So with that, I say welcome, and what grand and glorious adventures can we have together? And if you guys have any questions, just message us and let us know. Love to hear from you. So see you soon.
Woo! Yay! Facebook. How does it get better? All right. So everyone, welcome. Welcome to Global Wellness for All podcast. And as you could see, I've got one of the funnest, people on the planet here, getting her happy on as we get on, and she's doing the dance. So right. Welcome, beautiful Rudrani. How you doing?
Oh, Laleh, thank you so much for inviting me. I am delighted to be here, in case you couldn't tell.
First of all, for all of you who are going to be watching this, very cool. But for all of you who are listening, you may want to jump on YouTube later and actually watch this. She has a flashing unicorn in the background. It's a little distracting to say, hello, pay attention to me. I am here to contribute to your happiness.
And then there's Pinky and Pokey.
Oh yeah, I can't forget them.
So yeah, well, anyway.
Well, I'm so grateful you're here today. I know that not everyone knows about the amazing Rudrani and your story to actually what got you to write this incredible book. So instead of me sharing a background, let's just have you jump right in. Yeah, it's the beautiful yellow book. And so Rudrani, will you tell us a little bit about your background and then that incident that kind of sparked this incredible book that's now in the world?
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. So like probably most of you watching, you're seekers. And my entire life, I always knew there was more to life than what meets the eye, right? So I spent my whole life, well, I say my whole life, relatively speaking, looking for something greater than what this reality was telling me was possible. And I was always told that I was a little too loud, a little too boisterous, a little too happy. What drugs am I on? All the things, and it's funny because I even recently was reminded about from a girlfriend. She goes, every guy that you ever date always has this thing about how you take everybody else's side. And what I realized is I knew that everybody had a different point of view and they had the right to have that and all the things. And so it always looked like I was defending someone else's point of view to the person that I was talking to. And they were like, you're happy and you can't align with everybody's point of view. And I'm like, no, I'm just saying that everyone is allowed to have one, And so this happiness thing and this point of view thing got me in a lot of trouble, right? So that's kind of the background of seeking, because I was always looking for more happy in the world. Yeah. And then eventually one day, I went to India, as one does, to search for more happy. And I was a part of a group for several years. I know, right? Over there, they have like an ashram in every corner. If you go to Ireland, they have like a bar on every corner. It's just perspective, right? So I'd been following a guru for 23 years at the time, y'all. For reals. I was trying to find my happy in any way I could. And we all went to India, and I happened to be there during a terrorist attack. And that's the incident that Laleh so casually said, oh, there's this thing that happened to Ru. So there I am in a restaurant, and these terrorists come in and they start gunning the place down. And there were over 40 of us in this restaurant, open to the lobby, and maybe another 30 people, a wedding party in the lobby. And only 4 of us actually got out alive. And I'm obviously one of the 4. Here I am. And so afterwards, I had closed my business down. My now ex-husband started a family with someone else. Lots of things took place. And yet here I am. Okay, they're telling me I'm not going to be able to walk again. What do they know? And I'm diligently working to, I guess, find my happy, all the stuff. And eventually wrote a couple of books. Because, I had 2 years in a wheelchair. What else was I going to do? So I wrote Soul Survivor. A lot of real estate on this one, about what had happened in India. And then after that, it was like, is that all there is? And then I finally ran to Boston when I learned to walk again. But here was the thing. Here I'm doing all these speaking engagements, Laleh, and people are like, I had this one guy, he just stood up. He goes, I've got a question for you, happy lady. What is your problem? Why are you so happy? You lost everything. And I said, I did? I was like, look at me. I'm still here, and I got both arms and legs. And I took an AK-47 in my leg and an AK-56 in my right tricep. Wasn't supposed to be able to walk again. And I'm like, I'm actually still here, got out of a bad marriage, out of a bad partnership, and got to write these, books, these 4 subjects. Well, how in the world do you stay so happy? And that's when I realized, oh my goddess, I have these tools of access. And so I was in a CF class, my very first one. I was sitting in the splash zone, as one does, in front of Gary Douglas.
Can you tell them what a CF is? Because not everyone knows about access.
Oh, that's true. Hey, you guys. So CF stands for Certified Facilitator. And I had decided, if it wasn't for access consciousness, I probably wouldn't be this happy authentically, because a lot, I played happy for a long time. I was trying to find it. And then when I found access and I found me, that's when I knew that, hey, everything that I'd been thinking was possible is actually out there. So Certified Facilitator is one in access that gets to, we are so fortunate that we actually get to facilitate these fabulous classes so that others can find themselves as well, find their happy. So I'm texting Gary because I'm a very bad girl. And I said, what would it take in the middle of the class, Laleh? Yeah, that's not like me at all. What would it take for me to write an access friendly book for those that are not familiar with access consciousness at all? Or for those that are in access that their families think they've joined a cult, just something that could kind of break it down in layman's terms. And he gave me permission. He just texted 2 words back. He said, choose, bitch. I went, okay. So I started, I know, just like Gary Douglas. I adore them. So I started talking to the book because it was already written, and that's how it works. So I'm listening to the whispers, and the book told me to take a week off. And so I thought, okay, that's how I'm going to get started. And so I did. No clients. I put my phone aside. I was in nature writing this book. I mean, I was at home, but I was literally either on the back deck or looking out a window. And this book, y'all, no joke, wrote itself in 1 week. It's a little yellow book.
All right. So tell us the title of this yellow magic book.
Choosing Happiness, an uncommon way to find joy in your life. Uncommon.
Uncommon.
Yes, because most people wouldn't choose these tools. I don't know for what reason, but yeah. So that's the title.
That's an incredible story. And we did it in a couple of minutes. And some people were like, what the heck are you talking about, lady? You just told me that, you were shot and people died. And here you're telling me happy. What's wrong with you? So,
You sound like that guy. He's like, what's wrong with you, lady? Why are you so happy?
But that's what I'm pulling from everyone's mind. Like, but
Sure.
this is the thing. This is the thing. You know, it's not that her being shot is a happy moment. It's not that at all. It's that there are things that go on in our lives, and some of them that we don't expect them. You didn't go into a restaurant thinking, oh, you know, I'm going to come eat here and that there's going to be some lunatics coming in and try to kill us, right? That wasn't part of your plan for the day. Okay. There's things that do occur in our lives. We are in certain moments at a location that we weren't really expecting the results that came out. And it's not that she found her happy in 24 hours, you know? No. But we don't have to get shot. We all have different things that have happened in our lives, our childhood, our adulthood, yesterday, today, you know, and the point of this, and I want to really actually spend a few minutes talking about access consciousness, because not everyone knows about access consciousness. And access consciousness is a body of work. It's in 176 countries. And what it means is that they have different tools. They have pragmatic tools for different things that are going on in your life. So for example, there's this thing called the bars, 32 points on your head, which I know you love. Do you want to talk about it?
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. I got my bars run the first time in 2003.
They don't know what bars are. Tell them.
I know. So let me explain. Thank you for reeling me back in. It's like, I assume everybody is in my head. And
Thank God we're not.
I know. I am grateful that you're not. Could you imagine? Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, 32 points on the head. That's the bars, right? That when you hold them in certain groupings, it's like hitting a delete button. It clears these thoughts, feelings, and emotions that we've either kind of aligned and agreed with or resisted and reacted to, and not just in this lifetime, in any lifetime, right? And so for me, I liken it to meridian points, because I was certified in so many other modalities before Access at the National Institute of Health. And there are literally points that Gary had channeled for this modality that do relieve areas of what we call cellular memory. At least that's what it was in these other modalities I was working with. So I was thrilled when I saw it coming into play. Gary just, pulled it from the whispers and created this amazing modality. So when you trade bars, it's like the best massage you've ever had with your clothes on, because what it's doing is it's deleting or dissipating these electrical charges that have been stored in your body, that are these thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you've either aligned and agreed with or resisted and reacted to. The point is they're not yours. So every time you get your bars run, you feel lighter.
Let's bring it to also how some others might hear it. Like your monkey mind, like you go in a circle, like these thoughts that just show up all the time, like whatever it is, like that round table, like it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. So it's about deleting the underlying reason of why you have that. Go ahead.
Very well put. Wow. I'm using that. I'm teaching a bars class this Friday. If y'all are close to Nashville, maybe you want to join.
Go for it.
Just saying. Well, we'll make sure the information's there, because the more the merrier. But yeah, I the first time I got my bars run, I passed out. And then I wake up like 90 minutes later and I'm like, what'd you do to me? But I felt so light. And I started trading with this woman. I had other modalities I was doing. And so every other week, so twice a month from 2003 until she moved away from Nashville, Tennessee, where I live. And then I had to find it, and y'all, there was no texting. The internets was kind of slow, all the things. And I was finally able to find a class in 2011 after the incident in India. That's really what brought it back up again, because in 2008, I was shot. I could finally walk in 2010, and I ran the Boston Marathon in 2011. And that's when I was like, where is that freaking clearing statement? There was this statement, 2.5 pages long, that every time I did it, cleared all this stuff. So if you don't know what the clearing statement is, recommendation, go to www.theclearingstatement.com. .com. And Dr. Dane here, the co-founder of Access Consciousness, he eloquently describes it, and it's even gotten an upgrade recently. So by all means, don't look at that. But that's also like waving a magic wand. And here I'm looking for this magic statement. And Laleh, because I am so ADD, ADHD, pragmatic, form and structure, all the things, I go into my filing cabinet, which is right behind this computer. Sure enough, I find a file that says the clearing statement. Like I'm getting ready to make another file. So here's the clearing statement. And there it was. And I went, oh my goddess. And so then I got online and I'm searching the intranets and fuck, somebody's teaching a bars class in Franklin, Tennessee. I only have to drive 45 minutes to get there.
That is so cool.
So and then of course I became a bars practitioner. And I don't even know, I stopped counting about 6 or 7 years ago when I had already certified over 200 bars practitioners, because I was trying to find people to trade with. So I was like, how many people can I teach so I can get my bars run every week? So I managed to create that. And I think that has a little bit to do with my happy.
A little bit? I think it has a lot to do with my happy for sure, because it is like all day, we don't realize how much information and people's nonsense we're storing in our bodies. Literally, it's not just even the people you're interacting with that you're interacting with. It's like the radio wave, and
True.
Whatever your radio wave is at that moment, you are receiving all that information on that radio wave. So if you're saying, oh my God, my life sucks, all you get is the radio wave of every person who says my life sucks. And then if you say, if you say, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so wow, I'm so grateful for these amazing, I'm surrounded by hundreds of trees here. I'm staying with my cousin while I'm in Maryland.
Oh.
I'm loving it. And I'm just literally, I'm waking up and I'm like, oh, look at these little buds coming in. I'm like, oh my God, how did I get so lucky? I'm so grateful for this trees and nature and Mother Earth. Well, guess what? That's the frequency you're going to be on. And that's what you're going to pull into you as well. More of that. When you say my bills, why did I have so many bills? You get more bills. Don't you notice? It's that frequency. But gratitude just destroys all those points of views. Gratitude is like one of the biggest magic components of our lives and living. And most of us don't recognize it,
Sorry.
So you got your bars run, you got this amazing book that you wrote. And, I know that I don't know all the languages, but I know it's English, Spanish, Portuguese. What other languages is it?
Russian. Can you believe
Russian?
Oh,
I love it. Oh yeah, I go to Russia all the time. They're so much more happy than we realize. People have this misconception of the Russians. Yeah, I adore them.
That one was available a couple of months ago. It's almost completed in Arabic.
Ooh.
And it's getting translated in Mandarin. And if any of y'all are out there and you got some requests, if it pings, hey, you know what? I'm ready to go. It's like a toddler, man. After I wrote the book, I'm like chasing a toddler because I'm amazed at where it goes. I've had over 50 interviews because of this little yellow book outside of Access, which is crazy. The as seen in, because it has its own website too, this book. It's like, who are you? What you doing?
But see, that's the gift of what you mentioned earlier that you just kind of passed by it so quickly. It was the same thing when the founder, Gary Douglas, really got the information of the bars. Now, the bars is one of many body of work, but it's not one that you do it once and then you don't want to do it again. If I could get my bars run every day, like I was in Mexico, I was in heaven in Mexico every day. I had a friend, we would swap. But, it has things for your business. It has tools for your relationship, tools for money, tools for really being you, being you. And I'm a facilitator of most of the specialties. And even every day for me, I realize it's like day one, I'm that baby, learning today, who am I? And what is having wealth? And what is this wealth of consciousness? And you know what I mean? So every day is this, like you said, as a seeker, it's like every day is a new day of exploration. And that's one of the reasons I love Access Consciousness. In the last 10 years, I've been doing a lot, traveling around the world, empowering people with the tools, because it changes rapidly. It's not like one thing you learned 15 years ago and you're still doing the same thing, you know?
Yes. I actually remember it's speaking to that. I remember Gary talking about how there was this company that came to him and said, we can help you explode your business.
Yeah.
You're going to have to come up with this 5-year plan. And he's like, screw you. It changes in every 10 seconds.
No, the 5-year plan wasn't a normal 5-year plan, because I'm a management consultant. Okay. A
Ah,
5-year
good.
plan is different. They said you cannot change anything.
That's
you
right.
You cannot add anything. You cannot delete anything. It has to remain as is for 5 years. And he said, forget you. We're going to grow faster. And you know what? I was around when that happened. And at that time, we had people in 43 countries. Wow. And we were all talking like, what are ways that we can have this explode in the world? And do you know, a few months after they said that to him, we expanded in 2 years or 4 years to 176 countries.
It was only 2 years?
It was like short. It was so fast.
I remember when Italy was a big deal because it was only in Australia and America. Yeah. And now we're kind of losing.
We're slacking here.
We're slacking. Because it's really taken off everywhere else.
That's why I'm back in America. I came here just to add some more jujus here, and let's get this thing sparking and going. Because like the other
I'm building a sunroom that's going to be the largest room in my house. It'll be able to hold 20 massage tables, so that I can start hosting more teachers and doing more classes and pulling people into the States again. I've got Dr. Andrew Gardella is doing a 3-day in July. He'll be the first one to facilitate in the sunroom. Of course, I'll be the first, but he'll be the first one I'm hosting. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah.
It's amazing. Amazing. But let's talk again about your book. Can you give people 1 or 2 tools from this magical book? And no matter what's going on in their world right now, if there's some difficulties or, if things are going really well, what are 2 tools that you would recommend?
2 tools. And here I am looking to see what's pinging here. Okay. So it's interesting because I've got a book club going on at exactly the same time. We had our 4th call every Monday night. We're doing it. And I love this. And I mentioned it briefly earlier about this point of view thing. Interesting point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. They have this point of view. You notice how everybody got one, right?
Can I say something? Because before Access, I didn't even think about points of views.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
What resonated with me is belief systems.
Oh.
Her belief system is that if she yells, that's how she shows her love. Stuff like that was more of what resonated for me when I came,
Makes sense. That makes sense. For me, it's funny. Interesting point of view became big in my world when I realized what a superior asshole I'd been all these years. Because seriously, you guys, I still meditate. I like it. I commune with the trees every morning from my hot tub. To me, that's meditation. But this whole thing where I had my own clinic and I was teaching meditation classes 4 nights a week. And, you had to have this hand mudra and contemplate your navel, and it could help if you were vegetarian, vegan, perhaps. All this bullshit that I threw on everybody like one size fits all if you follow these guidelines. So you're talking about, this is this person's way of doing things or whatever. It's not necessarily point of view. What an asshole. And I'm like, oh my God, I've been impaling people with my point of view of what works. And it's not a one size fits all, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I finally came to that awareness, everything turned around and I realized everything I'd been impaling on people were just my point of view. And then the big moment was, oh my God, this isn't even my point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view about this point of view I thought was my point of view that I've been impaling upon them.
Yeah.
And it was like this mind fuck, but it got me out of all this craziness where I realized, you know what, my point of view could change in every 10 seconds. You know, it's like, what if I just followed the energy? What if I just follow the energy? And maybe that's the other tool I should speak about, because that light and heavy tool, it is so ingrained in me now. I'll explain in a second. It's like when I get up, I know what I know. Do I have coffee this morning? Oh, it's light. Do I, I don't know, have leftover pizza for breakfast this morning? Heavier light. The heavy light tool is like, what is light is right for you, you guys. And what is heavy is not yours. So if you get a thought, a feeling, or emotion, and it's feeling kind of heavy, probably not yours. Well, I'll say definitely not yours. And so, gosh, now I'm throwing in another tool, return to sender, because, it ain't yours. And if you're trying to take it on for somebody else, that ain't going to help them either. So you could return to sender with awareness attached. So perhaps they get an inkling that there's something that they could do with that piece. And then, be in that state of just be in that state, just be. It's not hard. It's just that space of, or what am I today? What glorious and grand adventure am I going to create and generate today? Without a point of view, with ease, joy, and glory. And then see what shows up. And for me, it's these whispers. I don't even have to ask where to put my attention. It's like, oh, it's light to go in this direction. Oh, today, this is going to create. Oh, hello, Mother Tree. Let's just sit here for 10 minutes or, 10 more seconds, 10 more. It's pretty amazing when you live as this walking, talking meditation, which is what it's like when you just follow the energy and be who you be. And it's so irresistible. Have you noticed when somebody's willing to just be themselves, regardless of how it shows up, how much that pulls you in? They're not trying to be something else like the superior asshole, the meditator extraordinaire teacher of the planet. Oh, y'all have to come to my class. Da, da, da. When I gave all that up, it was amazing what got created. I remember teaching a class in Paducah, Kentucky, and I said, let's start with a meditation class. And this was access. It's really an expanding out exercise. And I didn't have a point of view about any of it. And there were so many people in the class. She only had like 30 chairs, or I don't remember now exactly, but we had more than twice as many people, and they were sitting on the floor and all this. And she was like, what'd you do? How'd you get all these people here? And I just said, I just asked the universe, what was required. And it was basically just be you and see what shows up without a point of view. And we were like, wow. And it was I'll say the weirdest meditation because it was unlike anything anybody had ever experienced in the class. Most of them had never been in a meditation class. And the ones that had were avid meditators, the whole thing where I was coming from before. And they were like, wow, I got so much more relaxed and out of my head. It was like walls and barriers down, expand out and just be. Mm-hmm. There's nothing you have to do. I mean, can you perceive that energy just now? Y'all just try it. And all you have to do is ask your body, walls and barriers down, expand out in all directions. And just allow yourself to be. No hand mudras, no mantras. I mean, you could have a mantra. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but wow. Mm-hmm. What if you just being willing to be you was going to create? What would that generate? Yeah, by all means, don't do it. You might turn into a joy bomb of magnitude like me.
Don't do it. No, don't be happy. Happiness is not for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely not. More for me.
But this whole topic though, I mean, like you said, all these tools and so many, like people have to read your book because like like just the light and heavy itself, like so often when people are talking to you and you notice like that cramping in your stomach or just like your whole body condenses, it's that awful feeling. It's like, it's because what they're telling you is so not true for you. Right. And when things
expand, you're so smart, Laleh.
Yeah, totally. And when you expand, you say something and you feel like your whole world grows and there's lightness. that's more of what's true and resonates for you. It doesn't mean what they're saying is a lie for them. It just doesn't resonate for you. And that light and heavy, like I get every day that I still try to fix the heavy. I really do. I still do. Every once in a while I catch myself, I'm like, no, that's not mine. I don't need to fix it. You know, but it's like, it's because that's so much this world.
Yeah.
Like we grew up, mom and dad had the heaviness, you know, teachers, society, like it's so out there, but it doesn't have to be yours. You know, you don't have to hold on to that heavy. What would bring you lightness, you know?
And you don't have to change it or fix it. That's the cool part, Laleh. You don't have to.
No,
that's your job, y'all.
I know. That's the beauty of it, though. That's the beauty of it. So we're at the time of our the end of our show. It's been so awesome having you here. Yeah, that's what happens when you got your happy on and you're sharing the tools and things. And so where can they find you? Where can they find your book?
This little book can be found anywhere where books are sold. Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, the Access Consciousness website. That's where you're going to find all the languages as well. It's also on audio. I have a lot of websites because I have an aromatherapy company and I'm a singer, songwriter. And there's a lot of things. But if you just go, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the things. Tickety Talk. Oh my God, y'all. I'm hooked on the Tickety Talk. Please come play with me and follow, just because I will actually interact with you and it's so much fun for me. And of course, unless you hate fun. But namely, if you go to rudranidevi.com, rudranidevi.com, all my sites are there as well. And they are also all on my Facebook, you know, the little drop down thing, it shows all the places you can find me, see what's light to look into, the classes, all the things. I got several coming up. Love to play with you if you feel it. Come.
And for all of you who are listening to this later or watching on YouTube, the show notes will have actually the websites and all of Rudrani's information all in one place. So thank you all who were here live and you were actually watching or listening to this live. So grateful for you. And Rudrani, I am so grateful for you. And I know that it took an unfortunate situation to bring you to where you are today. However, I'm so grateful for everything you've chosen and your will for never giving up and never stopping, because that is a gift that a lot of us have that we underestimate, you know?
Wow. Thank you so much. You know, sometimes I feel like the terrorists did me a favor, because the punchline is I'm more me than I've ever been. I wouldn't give it back now, but yeah, thank you. I'm going to receive that and acknowledge that in me. Good job, Ru.
Adore you. Can't wait to see you sometime soon. So thank you, everyone. And we'll see you guys next week.
Ciao.
Thank you for being here with us, whether you were listening or watching. We are so grateful for you and we need your help. We would love to spread the seeds of wellness all around the world. Will you assist us? You can subscribe below. You can subscribe in Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. We are everywhere. And we ask, would you be willing to actually spread this to others that you may know who can actually be contributed with the tools and resources to bring more wellness into their life and into their bodies?